Insane gunfights high up in the air, getting extremely close to enemy airplanes. And just seeing the beauty of this all in virtual reality. Even the damage model is fantastic, fully getting immersed here. This is Flying Circus, a World War I experience, part of the IL-2 Sturmovik series. And it's not just flying World War I planes here. You can really experience how it would be as a pilot on the Western Front during 1916 and 1918. You choose a country, in this case the USA, and up next we have this great overview of the front, and you can see all these flags, and the front is big and it moves, and you can select one unit here for who you are going to fly. And in this video we are going to fly for a unit stationed in La Noblette. And you can read a full background story of that unit, which is nice, but the nicer part is that you can even create your own pilot. You can give it a name, a last name, which is awesome. And then up next we can find a very nice picture that suits me well, this one. And then we can also change the biography. So we are now an American race car driver, but let's say we want to be an American sports star or whatever, then it will change that whole story up here. So you really give your pilot a background story. And of course, we are going to enable Iron Man mode, which means that if we die during this campaign, there is no way back. The campaign ends. And so it's very tricky, but as close as it could be to real life. And I can tell you, it's extremely challenging. And now we are done with that, and so the campaign begins. Welcome to the front. Here we are now corporal, which is the lowest rank we can get, and so the campaign begins. What is super nice is that there is always a newspaper that you can scroll through, checking out some history. We can go to the planning room, and here is the most important section, is where are we assigned. So there is a mission in the morning, a bomber escort. We are not there, but we are assigned for a 1240 bomber escort mission. So we click next and we can see that the first mission has been successful, and now it's up to us to do the second bomber escort. So let's start the mission here. But before we start the mission, a word from our sponsor, VRWave.store. These lenses can save your eyes. I always played with glasses and I was always afraid to damage the headset lenses. If I played without glasses, I got eye strain. Now these lenses come with a blue protect filter. They are very easily attachable to the Quest 3, the Index, the PSVR 2, whatever headset you have, they have them. VRWave.store, check them out. I really just don't play without them anymore. And so here we are high up in the skies and on my left, and it looks beautiful in virtual reality. But you can see the bombers here on my left that we are needing to escort. Alright, and we flew for quite some minutes here, and now we do have some enemy units all around us. So I have to check my back occasionally to see if no one is on my 6, but we are going for this guy here in my front. And as we are checking our backs, we are getting closer to Ernst Arndt. I'm flying with the labels, as you can see, because otherwise I can't really figure out who is who on the battlefield. But this guy is going for our bombers over here, and you can see again, and I will be repetitive, but in VR it looks absolutely fantastic. We are playing on the highest settings here with the Pimax crystal. And let's see if we can get some shots off here. And I'm not sure if we can get the plane down. But what we try to do here is to just take out the pilot. Oh, and I have to watch out here that I don't get in front of him. First shots are off of this campaign. And these are just kites flying around, extremely difficult to maneuver. Trying to get the pilot here. We're getting closer. And I think I've got him. Yeah, the label is gone. That means we killed him. And there he goes. Alright, and we only shot down one enemy plane. So now we are just getting the bombers back to base. They have dropped their bombs. And I will enjoy the scenery. Now we have finished the mission and I got awarded with some medals. So that is also nice to see. Was it a success? Yes, but also no, as some, Henry and Clarence, have died. So then the next day begins. You can read the newspaper again, you check the planning room and you will see, oh hey, we are assigned at the 8:25 AM ground support mission. So you click start, you do your mission, you shoot down enemy planes if you can, and then the mission is over and you will go to the mission briefing again. And so it repeats. Next day, read the newspaper, go to the planning room, bomber escort, and you get in your plane. And you do this until the campaign ends, and it takes some days, and it's incredibly hard to stay alive. And you will see that during this mission I will not stay alive. I am doing some very weird stuff here as I am trying to disable the ground units up here, but I am getting fired upon at the same time. So here I am going in once more, and I think I can get some shots off here. I see the units walking on the ground and I think, well, I can do this one more time before I head back to base. But you will see that that is unfortunately not going to happen. As you can get shot out of your cockpit pretty easily. So, flying Circus IL-2, it is an unbelievable experience as you can see here, and it still looks good for a game that has been 10 years old. And being in virtual reality in these open cockpits, it is fantastic. If you can put a fan in front of you, a real life fan, you make it even more immersive. And the dogfights, they are fantastic, but it's not just flying the World War I planes, it's not just the dogfighting, it's not just being high up in the skies in virtual reality. It looks all very fantastic, but what makes flying Circus so nice is that career mode. You make a pilot, you check Iron Man mode, and there the campaign starts. Every day is a new challenge. You read the newspaper, you go to the planning room, you see where you are assigned, you do your mission, you will be successful, you will be promoted perhaps to lead your squadron as well, and that's all so fantastic. And in the first couple of days you die and you just start over the career. But if you do a career and you have been there for 10-15 days, you know in the back of your head that if you die you will have to do this all over again. And that's such a cool challenge, and the fact that you can really relive kind of the experience of a World War I pilot, it's exceptional, and it's such a great way to step in the shoes of what these young kids would have to experience back in the days. You can't even imagine it being in virtual reality, but it's yeah, it's unbelievable. And I think IL-2 Sturmovik flying Circus is right now the only game where you can actually do that, and that actually works for virtual reality with a good performance. So if you have a VR headset, if you have something with World War I planes, if you are interested in that history, in that experience, this is the way to go. And you know, often IL-2 Sturmovik is on sale, so you can just get it as low as $8 or $12, even the flying Circus experience. And of course you can also play online. Now this is just a quick insight that I